everybody, welcome to the Addict's Unintelligible Truth. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Alex.
This week's episode is kind of statistically based, but more on our own statistics.
Yeah, we did our own little research for it.
Alex has spent the last couple weeks religiously reading the police log from this year and last year.
Mm-hmm.
And she has gathered quite a bit of numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you don't really realize how much or how many people have been
yeah,
affected by drugs or arrested because of drugs or alcohol until you actually dive into the numbers.
Yeah, because reading the police log's one thing. Like, oh, I know them, I know this area.
Yep.
But actually sitting back and looking at a piece of paper and going, holy shit, there is a problem around here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. And, you know, in all honesty, before we even get started, I just want to say shout out to the cops.
Yes.
Because they be copping out here.
The numbers from last year at this time versus this year at this time are drastically different.
Yeah. I mean, except for, like, maybe they've gone up a little bit higher compared, like, March-wise to now, but you guys will find that out.
We'll get there.
So, starting out in January of 2023, there were a total of 15 OWI charges, 25 possession of meth charges, there were 2 possession of a narcotic drug charges, there was 3 legend drug charges, 26 paraphernalia charges, and whenever we say paraphernalia, we're talking basically anything you would use to do the drugs. And I also grouped in with paraphernalia possession of a syringe because although the law, they view it as separate, I just put it together to make it easier.
Yeah.
So there was 26 of those charges. There was 3 cocaine charges, 11 possession of marijuana charges, 4 controlled substance charges. So that added up to a grand total of 89 drugs/OWI/paraphernalia charges. And 4 of them were dealers that were arrested. So, I mean, that's amazing to have at least 4 dealers off the streets.
Eliminated.
I mean, yeah.
Gone.
And then 25 of those 89 drug charges were combined, meaning as the person had more than just like a single possession charge or a single OWI charge. They had multiple charges stacked up.
Well, the numbers differ a little bit. In the month of January of 2024, there were 15 charges of possession of meth, 1 charge of possession of a narcotic drug, 10 paraphernalia charges, 9 marijuana charges, 7 OWI, and 6 controlled substance charges. Now, out of those 48 charges, 13 of them are bundled together, meaning 13 people had more than just a single possession charge. For instance, 1 person had possession of meth, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of a controlled substance, along with possession of paraphernalia.
So if you compare the 89 charges from last year to all the lesser amount of charges that you said for this year.
Yeah.
So clearly what the police are doing is working. They're actually out there doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people have different views on the police. But
yeah.
I appreciate what they do out there.
Yes, I understand that a lot of people have conflicting opinions, especially concerning local police.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit down specifically for drug, substance, whatever,
yeah,
they have made a little bit of a difference. They are obviously the patrolling, the stopping, the obnoxious amount of cops everywhere. Obviously, it's paying off.
And they're listening to the tips that people are giving them clearly.
And that's another thing, too, is that shout out to the anonymous tip line.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't feel comfortable calling and being like, hey, my neighbor has an influx of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They've made it easier for us.
Yeah, now we can just download the app, which I frequent every day. I love checking the jail roster. You never know when someone might need bailed out. So the jail app, the Sheriff's County app, is really useful.
Yes.
Download it. We are not affiliated with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department anyway.
No, we really do enjoy the app.
We support them.
Yes, we do. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look into February of last year now. In February of 2023, there were 9 OWI charges, 18 possession of meth charges, 1 charge of possession of a narcotic drug, 5 counts of possession of a legend drug, 18 charges of possession of paraphernalia, 1 charge of possession of cocaine. There were 9 total charges of possession of marijuana and 9 charges of possession of a controlled substance. That makes for a total of 70 charges. 70 charges for drugs, paraphernalia, or an OWI. Although there were no dealing charges in that month last year, 17 of the 70 charges were grouped together. So, like I said before, that means that the people had multiple charges, not just a single possession, not just an OWI, paraphernalia. They had more than one charge on them.
Once again, the numbers drastically changed for February of 2024. There were a total of 10 charges for possession of meth, 2 charges of possession of narcotic drug, 7 charges of possession of paraphernalia, 8 charges of possession of marijuana, 11 OWI charges, and 1 charge of possession of a controlled substance. Out of these 39 charges, 39, 10 of them were bundled together, like Alex said, meaning that they had multiple charges.
I mean, that was literally almost half.
Yeah, that is a year and half of a problem for that month.
Literally.
So,
yep.
Something worked.
Clearly it's working. Whatever they're doing is working.
We're going to credit the police for this one. And, of course, the paramedics and whoever else had to respond for any of these arrests, these OWIs. You know, a lot of work goes into this.
Mm-hmm. And it's not an easy job. I wouldn't want to do it.
No, I couldn't do it. But seeing that the numbers change so drastically in a year goes to show that our local law enforcement, fire rescue, whoever, you're doing something right. And it might not be appreciated by the people who you're saving in that time, but the people who are watching from the outside,
I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Yes. So now we're going to March of 2023. Now keep in mind, since this year is not completely over with, I only went to the 23rd of March of last year. So, in summary, there were 12 charges for OWIs, 8 charges for possession of meth, 11 charges for possession of paraphernalia, 2 charges for possession of cocaine, 2 charges for possession of marijuana, and 3 charges for possession of a controlled substance. That added up to 38 charges, and 11 of them were combined together. Like we've said about 3 times now, that means that they had more than just a single charge on them. Now comparing it to this year.
Now, March has been a little crazy in Lawrence County.
Yeah.
For this year, anyways. Now, these numbers only go till the 21st of March. So it's not a full thing. There have been additional arrests since this information was taken.
Right.
So the numbers have changed a little bit, but just know they've only gone higher.
Right.
So in March of 2024, there have been 15 charges for OWIs, 13 charges for possession of meth, 4 charges for possession of narcotic drug, 2 charges for possession of a legend drug. From what I understand, possession of a legend drug is just anything out of a bottle. So if
that doesn't have a label.
If that helps you understand what that could be, a lot of people are confused on it. 12 charges for possession of paraphernalia, 1 charge for possession of cocaine, 8 charges for possession of marijuana, and 7 charges of possession of a controlled substance. Now, out of these 62 charges...
62.
15 of them are grouped together, i.e., previously stated. So, March has been a little rough for the community.
Yeah.
But it does bring us full circle to our local law enforcement. They're doing jobs. They're doing their jobs. They're doing it well. But at the end of the day, your numbers can drop. But the problem doesn't go away. Addiction is not... It's not a name in a police log. You can't look at that name and blame that person. That person, whether you like it or not, has a reason.
Yeah.
It might be dumb, and it might be their own choice and their own stupidity. But they've got reasons. And this problem in this county and in Orange County is not going away anytime soon. And sometimes you just need the smack of reality. Like, you can get excited for a moment that the numbers have changed. Ultimately, they're going to come back.
Yeah.
And it's not going to go away. And more people need to wake up to the fact that Your friend who spends every weekend at the bar is an addict. They might not be shooting up heroin, but they're an addict if they're getting in their car with more alcohol from the bar, from their own personal stash, and driving away. That's an addict.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We are facing an epidemic once again, and it's broadening its horizon.
Yeah, I mean, just going off of what you just said, like, yeah, they're getting these people off the streets, you know, because that's what everybody always wants to say. Thank you for getting them off the streets. But, you know, in that same hand, while they're arresting people around here, these other people are just going up north. And that's where they're making all their runs to.
Yeah.
They're going up there, getting the drugs that they can't find down here anymore. They grab them and they bring them back down here to sell here. So, yes, what the police are doing is helping quite a bit, but it's also hard for them to get a good control on the situation whenever there's so many other places that people can go to get the stuff and bring it back to our small communities.
Yep.
And that is what I think upsets me the most is like, why can't you just, you know, why do you have to go out to a different city and bring the crap back here? If you want to do the crap and it's not here, then don't bring it back here to do it.
Yeah.
Stay where you're at, do the crap, and do it there.
Because just as recently, it was like, 2 weeks ago, there was a Bad Batch going around.
Yeah.
You go somewhere you're not familiar with because your dealer just got locked up. You go somewhere you're not familiar with, you get drugs you're not familiar with, you bring them back. Your friends do them. You sell them to people you don't know. Next thing you know, people are dropping like flies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you never know what's in anything. I mean, even like, I know that the fab right now is carts. Everybody's smoking carts.
yeah.
And they're so easy to get your hands on. You can go to Smoker Friendly and get them. You can go anywhere and get these carts. But here's the thing, you have no idea what's in them. They're made in a factory.
Let's go back to 3 or 4 years ago, like the beginning of COVID, whenever carts were putting people in the hospital because of the vitamin E oil in them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, small disclaimer. Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, all these things you see advertised at your gas stations, it's illegal in this state. Not many people know that. It is a controlled substance. So you can go to the gas station and buy a cart that easy.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get pulled over, officer discretion is not a thing, really, I don't think. It's now 100% that is a controlled substance. You're going to jail. These businesses that sell these products can be raided, just like you've watched documentaries on Colorado weed and how legal it is. Those places are subject to raids. Now, so is your local gas station that sells it.
Which has been proven.
Yes, if you need the info, let me know. I'll give you the info I have on this. Like, it's illegal. It's a controlled substance.
And my biggest worry is, like, with the kids now. Because, I mean, there's obviously gas stations that will sell to minors. I mean, we saw the big issue with it whenever vapes started becoming like a big deal.
I was buying cigarettes when I was 17, 16 years old at our favorite local gas station.
It's like if the person or the owner of the gas station knows you, they're not going to care to sell it to you. You're not their kid. They don't care that, you know, you're hurting your body or putting these toxins into your body, which, I mean, I get it. Cigarettes are different from drugs.
It's understandable.
But with the carts and the gummies that they sell there, I mean, these kids, they see all of it on, I hate saying these kids, but like the teenagers, they see these things like going viral on TikTok or wherever it may be that they see it.
Yeah, you're on Twitter, you're 15, 16 years old, you don't know what a blinker is.
Yeah. No, so then what do? You Google it or you type it in on TikTok and it'll tell you what a blinker is.
Straight to the gas station.
And I highly encourage parents. I mean, I'm not a parent myself, but I can say that if I had an inkling or just a feeling that my child was getting involved with something that they shouldn't be, I would just go and talk to them. I'm not saying go and berate them. Don't treat them like they're lesser than.
Yeah.
You really you need to be informative about it. And I really think that's how, I don't want to dog parents, but some parents just have that thing of they're just going to bash their kid about it and say, look at what you're doing to this family. Look at what you're doing to yourself, blah, blah, blah. No, like literally talk to your kid and see what it is that they're trying to escape by doing this.
Yeah.
And don't send them, like if you know that your kid's asking you for $20 because they wanted to get food, but you know that they had just eaten, chances are they're going to go and buy a cart or they're going to go buy gummies with that stuff. Like you got to look for hints, because me being the type of person I was whenever I was younger and I would use any excuse in the book just to be able to go and get what I wanted to get.
Yep.
So just talk to your kids about it. I mean, especially because back to whenever vapes came around, the high schools, junior high, they were not prepared to search kids for these things.
No, I don't know what it's like over there anymore.
No.
But I just know that when I was a junior in high school, vapes had just became the thing, but they were the ones that you had to like fill up,
Mm-hmm.
We would hang out in the gymnasium like closet room thing, and we would hit these vapes.
And nobody
knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew, nobody cared.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, obviously some people didn't know. And I know people who got suspended for smoking and shit all the time.
Right.
But at the end of the day, these things are still getting snuck right in. I was sneaking heroin into the school. I was sneaking pain pills into the school. Just because it looks okay doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
Like, these numbers all over the floor right now prove that there's problems locally. This isn't just it's a world problem. These are local numbers.
All from Lawrence County.
Your kids are subject to curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
You are subject to curiosity. Be better. Be informed.
And that's what our whole point is with this podcast. We're just trying to inform people of, like, literally how close we are to all of this stuff. Anybody could say that it's happening in big cities. It's not just happening in big cities. I mean, we're a small community.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even joining us together with Bedford, I mean, Lawrence County is a small county. It's not huge. I mean, it can happen anywhere. And honest to God.
It has. It totally has. We've just reached a stalemate once again where it's like, we're not, I don't want to say prepared, but we're just not ready for these types of things.
Mm-hmm.
It takes more than one person to sit someone down and be like, hey, this is a problem. How do we fix it?
Yeah.
People don't believe it. People don't think it's a real thing. They think it's just, it's a choice. Like, yeah, totally a choice.
Yeah.
My choice. I made a choice. But at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie.
No.
And there's a real problem.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we're supposed to fix it, but I know places where you can get Narcan. I know places where you can get fentanyl test strips. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask me.
Yeah.
I know great people who I can set you up with.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to use safely. Don't be driving while you're doing it. Don't be drinking and driving. If you're sitting at the bar on Saturday night and you're too drunk to drive,
call someone.
Give me a call. I don't do anything.
Shoot us a message on our Facebook.
We are available. We are not police officers.
No. God, no.
But we're not police officers, but we will help you as much as we can.
Yeah.
We are...
As long as it doesn't put us in any sort of
don't put me in danger.
Situation.
Don't put me in danger, and I'll help keep you safe. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
That's all anybody asks. That's all anybody wants.
We'll make sure that you get from point A to point B you need to.
If we can help fix this problem one person at a time, we'll start at the bottom and work our way to the top.
Yeah.
That's all we want to do. That's all we wanted to let everybody know. Just get some, thinking done, maybe. So.
Yeah. We just wanted to make sure that people aren't just looking for the names, like what Taylor said at the beginning of the episode. Because it's not just looking for somebody's name, like, oh my God, they got arrested, ha ha ha. It's not a funny situation. People's family can see your guys' comments.
Grandma don't deserve that.
No.
Grandma don't deserve that.
And, I'm not saying, obviously, turn a blind eye to what people are doing.
No,
but try to have some compassion.
That is what's going to help the world.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. We cannot wait to show you what else is coming.
We have big things on the way.
That's right. You guys have a great day. See you next time.
Bye.